Hey there, and welcome. Today we're going to talk about something that might just change the way you see everything. What if I told you that prosperity isn't something you have to chase or fight for, but something you can simply tune into? We're going to break down how you can connect to a frequency of abundance that's already here, all around you, right now. Okay, let's get into it.
So this is the big idea for our whole session today, from the work of Robert Russell. Just think about that for a second. When you want to listen to your favorite song on the radio, you don't have to somehow create the radio signal, right? No, you just turn the dial and align your receiver with a frequency that's already being broadcasted. Well, prosperity, it works exactly the same way. When you get a perfect connection, you get a perfect result. But if that connection is off, even just a little, all you get is static.
So, here's how we're going to get there. First, we'll unpack this idea of prosperity as a frequency. Then, we'll walk through 3 practical steps to tune in. After that, we'll talk about faith, the signal that activates everything. We'll also cover how to clear out the static of doubt. And finally, how to open yourself up to receive. It's a clear roadmap to a really powerful shift.
All right, let's start with this foundational concept. Just like those radio waves that are filling this room right now, the limitless provision of God, and I mean everything, healing, power, money, opportunity, it's constantly surrounding us. It's even within us. The signal is always on. The only question is, are we tuned in?
You see, this definition completely reframes how we think about abundance. It's not some limited pie that we all have to fight for a slice of. No, it's a limitless, inexhaustible power that is actively seeking to express itself through you. Imagine it like an endless river, not a small pond that can run dry.
And this points us to where we find this abundance. Jesus said the kingdom isn't someplace out there. It's within you. Think about an acorn. The potential of a giant, mighty oak tree is already packed inside that tiny shell. It's the same for us. All the prosperity, all the peace, all the power you could ever need, it's already inside your consciousness, just waiting for you to activate it.
Okay, so if the signal is always broadcasting, how do we actually practically tune in? This next part is where we get down to business. We're going to break it down into 3 essential steps to make that perfect, clear connection. This is where the theory becomes your reality.
And here they are. It's a simple, powerful formula. Step 1. You need a clearly formulated idea, not a vague wish, but a sharp, detailed mental picture of what you desire. Step 2. You use a word pattern or an affirmation to impress that idea deep into your subconscious mind. And Step 3. You need that unwavering faith to power the entire process and bring it to life. You can't skip any of them. All 3 are absolutely essential.
Now let's really zero in on what the source calls the most important element of all, faith. And we're not talking about just wishful thinking here. In this model, faith is the actual power. It's the current that acts upon the universe and turns your mental image into a physical, tangible reality. It is the activating signal.
This scripture explains it perfectly. You see, faith isn't blind. It is the very substance that gives form and shape to your hopes. It's the evidence that works on the invisible world to bring into being what you believe is possible, long before you can ever see it with your physical eyes. It's a creative force.
So, here's the crucial point. Faith is the catalyst. It's what turns the key in the ignition and starts the engine. But the second it's opposite, that feeling of doubt, of fear, of unfaith creeps into your mind, the connection is broken. The mental image you've been holding is shattered, and the whole process just stops dead in its tracks.
So that brings us to a really critical part of the process. How do we handle interference? If faith creates a clear, perfect signal, what's causing all that static that distorts the connection? Let's talk about doubt, and more importantly, how we can eliminate it for good.
Just look at the difference here. On the left, that's the static. Thoughts like, I am poor, the fear that you're going to fail, and that habit of complaining. You know, the source says, every time you complain about a bill, it's like a sheep losing a mouthful of hay. It just diminishes what you have. But on the right, that's the clear signal, a consciousness focused on one thing, a single eye, and a powerful, joyful expectation of good. You simply cannot broadcast both of these signals at the same time and expect a clear result.
Jesus made this point so powerfully. You cannot serve 2 masters. You can't hold 2 completely opposite ideas in your mind, like a deep-seated belief in lack and a genuine desire for abundance, and expect success. It's impossible. Your mind has to be one-pointed with a single eye focused only on the good you want to see. So this is a great moment to just pause and ask yourself honestly, have I been mixing my faith with fear? The source material compares this to trying to get to the east by constantly walking west. It just doesn't work. There is no philosophy in the world that can help you succeed if you're always, deep down, doubting your ability to do it.
All right, so now that we've talked about tuning our frequency and we've started clearing out the static, let's cover the final crucial principles for actually receiving and maintaining this connection to divine abundance. These are the keys to keeping that channel wide open.
So here are 5 keys to practice. First, practice the presence of God. See every single task, whether you're washing the dishes or closing a huge business deal, as a divine activity. Second, free yourself from that old human thinking of struggle and stress. Abundance flows with ease, not force. Third, maintain expectancy. Actively look for good things to happen, because the more you expect, the more you attract. Fourth, develop a prosperity eye. Learn to see the evidence of abundance everywhere, the food in your fridge, the people you love, the opportunities around you, instead of just focusing on what's missing. And finally, let go of force. Stop trying to make it happen and just allow it to be done for you and through you.
So let's end with this powerful declaration. Remember, the work isn't about creating something that doesn't exist. It's about aligning with what is already here. So right now, today, you are tuning in. The signal of God's abundance is clear, it's constant, and it is flowing directly to you and through you, for the good of all. Your only job now is to believe it and to receive it.